They say Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was this kitchen. It started out beige, bland, and boring, but 12 years later, it's finally the kitchen of my dreams. If you've ever felt discouraged because a full renovation isn't in the budget, this video is for you. So today I'm sharing the choices, the mistakes, and our most recent updates that have transformed this space. This is what the kitchen looked like when we bought the house about 12 years ago. I loved the built-in bookcases, stained glass window, and tall ceiling in the attached library. But there were several things I did not like. As soon as we moved in, I removed that odd little table that was attached to the front of the island, along with the small chandelier hanging above it. Then, a year or two later, I painted the island a dark gray color to break up all of that brown cabinetry. I also replaced the original countertop with a larger butcher block one so that we would have room for bar stools. I also removed two cabinet doors to create some display space above the microwave. And I swapped out the shiny brass faucet and the cabinet hardware, including the handles on the refrigerator, for black hardware, which was popular at that time. And out of necessity, we've replaced every kitchen appliance except the stove. At some point, I purchased an old school science cabinet off Facebook Marketplace and placed it at the end of the island for extra storage. I also traded out the farmhouse-style bar stools that we had brought from our previous home for more traditional cane-backed ones. I converted two can lights to pendant lights over the island, and then at some point swapped those out for farmhouse-style lanterns. Then the biggest change happened when I finally decided it was time to paint the cabinets. I went with a two-tone look, painting the uppers and the china cabinet white, but painting the island and the lower cabinets a really deep navy blue. Then I put the original brass hardware back on the cabinets. But first, I stripped off the lacquer and soaked them in a brass aging solution to give them instant patina. I had always disliked the small beige tile backsplash, so when the cabinets were painted, I also installed a faux brick peel and stick backsplash, but it never looked quite as good as I had hoped. It looked fine from a distance, but not so good up close. A few months later, I swapped out the farmhouse lanterns with some vintage chandeliers I found on Facebook Marketplace. I left that faux brick up for almost 2 years, and I just ripped it down a couple months ago. Before we get to my most recent updates, I want to take a minute to tell you about today's sponsor, MIDI Health. Going through menopause is no joke. And one thing that really caught me off guard was how much my skin would change with dryness, uneven skin tone, and dark spots. Honestly, it has made me somewhat self-conscious. So recently, I scheduled a virtual visit with a MIDI Health clinician to talk specifically about that. And I am so glad I did. She was very easy to talk to, warm and approachable, but also professional. She asked the same thoughtful questions and raised the same overall health issues that my family physician would, which was important to me. And she really took her time with me. I did not feel rushed at all, and I felt that she really listened to my concerns. She offered me several helpful suggestions, and she took the time to explain why these changes happen during menopause, which was reassuring. So, what is MIDI Health? It's a virtual care clinic built specifically for women going through perimenopause and menopause. Their clinicians specialize in midlife care and can offer both hormonal and non-hormonal support. order lab work if needed, and adjust your care based on your goals. Plus, booking was so simple, and they bill your insurance just like any other provider. So if you want to be proactive about your health and feel informed and supported, go to trymidi.com/Canterbury Cottage to book your first virtual visit and join me and over 200,000 other women who trust Midi for their midlife care. The wall space between the opening to the family room and the patio doors has also changed multiple times over the years. I hung a large bulletin board there when we first moved in, but I've used a variety of tables under it, including a thrift store dresser that I repurposed and updated with William Morris wallpaper. Then this year, I finally took down the bulletin board, only to discover wallpaper that I had completely forgotten was there. Once it was removed and the wall was repainted, I upcycled an antique armoire, adding shelves to create an extra large kitchen cupboard. And now, after living with a backsplash and countertops that I've hated for over 12 years, we're finally replacing them. I had to empty out most of the cabinets so nothing would get broken during the project. I boxed everything up and put it in the dining room and front living room. We even had to remove the stove to get the old countertop out. If I had tried to do this myself, it would have taken weeks or months. So we decided to hire professionals to do the installation. And honestly, I don't think I would ever have been able to replace the countertop that was part of the built-in cabinet because even two professional carpenters struggled with it. Another issue came up when the two corbels on either side of the stove would not come out. So eventually we had to resort to cutting them off with a Sawzall. To save money and cut down on the mess, we decided to install the new backsplash right over the existing one, which just required applying a special adhesive. As you may have already noticed, I chose a mostly solid black countertop. But what do you think I chose for the backsplash? Are you at all surprised that I went with real brick for the backsplash this time? These were made by slicing genuine reclaimed bricks from the Chicago area. I have always dreamed of having a real brick backsplash. Once the adhesive was dry, they installed the bricks right over the existing tile using regular mastic or thin set. And the next day, they came back to apply the mortar. I am in love. So, if there was ever any doubt, we are never selling this house. I wasted no time wiping out the cabinets and putting all the dishes back where they belong, and finally getting them out of the living room. One of the changes that I made with the new countertops was I had this piece cut straight across. My old granite piece actually curved out a little bit. So now that I've put my coffee pot back in here, it's a much tighter fit. And I just discovered that if I put the coffee pot in front of the outlet to hide that cord, it's sticking out over the top edge of the counter, which I don't like at all. So I ordered this little flathead extension cord from Amazon, and hopefully this is going to fix it. I'm going to be able to push the coffee pot all the way back to the brick wall. All right, that worked great. The end of the extension cord is over here, but because it's black, it just really blends in with the coffee pot. And then that way I can push this all the way back up against that flat head of the extension cord. These false graft pots hold all of my coffee supplies. I have ground coffee in here, my coffee filters in here, and I'm not sure which fruit painting I want to use. I'm not going to use the really large one that I had there before. I used a large one because I was trying to hide the backsplash that I didn't like, and now I actually want you to be able to see some of it. And then I had this sitting here to kind of balance out all of the white on this side. I didn't end up using this little picture on the counters over there, and I think I'm going to use it instead of this wood box. I already put my little spice cabinet here. It is actually full of tea, not spices. And then we'll try putting the blue fruit painting here. And then I've got my fruit pitcher and some flowers with artificial fruit. Ideally, I would put my paper towels. Not liking that at all. I did have the other still life, the one that I put by the coffee pot here. And I also had this brass plate hanging from a screw above the stove. But I'm not ready to start drilling in the brick, and those brick hangers don't work, unfortunately, because the mortar and the brick are even, and so there's really nothing for those brick clips to grab onto. Maybe I need to be looking for a different paper towel holder that doesn't take up so much room. I placed a faux plant in front of the cutting boards to add some color and softness. And I did decide to order a smaller wood paper towel holder. Not only does it take up less space, but the paper towel roll just slips on. I really wanted to hang the brass plate on the bricks, so instead of drilling a hole, I used some Velcro command strips. I think they'll work because the plate is very lightweight. But I'm going to use nails to hang these adorable pewter plaques that I just recently purchased at one of my favorite antique consignment stores, a shop called A Step Back in Time. This little area at the far end of the kitchen is where we charge our phones and store extra keys. We had lost one of the hooks and couldn't find it, so I filled some of the screw holes with quick wood, let it dry, and then attached new brass hooks that matched the cabinet knobs. I also splurged and replaced the black faucet for a gold one to coordinate with all the brass hardware. I would like to get rid of this message board completely, but my husband likes it and we do use it, so I'm going to give it an upgrade instead. I removed the chalkboard and corkboard and cut them to fit inside an empty vintage picture frame I had in my stash. I tried nailing them in place, but the nail went all the way through the frame. To avoid further damaging the frame, I ended up stapling a very thin piece of plywood across the back to hold the two pieces in place. Then I attached a sawtooth hanger so that I could hang it on the wall. I finished it off by using some gold rub and buff to disguise some of the chips in the frame. And that should do it for now. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I can't wait to share even more ideas with you in 2026. Happy New Year!